Anyway, I hope you have a good time on your walk. I hope you'll do the walk, and I hope you'll enjoy it. I think that it would be fun for you to do. And you can send me some pictures if you like. I like to do that. Your teacher has my email address, and if you don't know what it is, it's tknight@opusd.org. And I'd be happy to identify those plants for you or run them through iNaturalist myself if you send a good picture. You can send more than one if you want. And if you have some drawings that you did that you'd like to share, I'd be curious about those too. And we might even put some of them up on the district's website. So anyway, I hope you have a great day and enjoy your walk. Thank you. So this is a page in my journal. And I put in here, the date that I did this. I put the time. I put where I was. I put the weather. And then something that I happened to notice, which was that sugar bush or the sumac that we were talking about earlier today. And so I wrote a little bit about it and what I saw. I didn't really know a lot about it, but I just kind of explained what I could see by spending a few minutes with it. And then, this is where I don't want you to laugh, but then I decided to make a drawing of it and label it. And I used the Latin name for it. That's the name we use if we're scientists. You don't have to use that. I could have just put sumac or sugar bush on it. And I tried to include in my drawing the things that were important, like maybe those flowers are at the end of it and the shape of the leaves, including how the veins on the leaves are and how they're shaped. Because we noticed that, for example, you might confuse this one with the toyon, but the toyon has a very distinct leaf that's jagged. So you would know that this is not toyon. And so I made a drawing of it, which was kind of fun to do and kind of relaxing. And then I can keep it in my journal, like what other naturalists have done before, which is kind of fun. So that's something you can do. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I have this one that I bought on Amazon. It's designed for if it's a wet day or raining, you can take that with you. But you can just use a notebook or some pieces of paper or kind of whatever you really want to do. And you can draw birds or animals or plants or, whatever you really want to draw. You can draw maps in here. I've drawn maps of places I've been on trails. This is a scrub jay I drew. So it's not a very good drawing. Again, you're probably laughing at the way I draw my bird, but I'm trying to learn how to do this. So I'm not really good at it yet, but I think I might be able to get good at it over a period of time. And I put in here, even though I don't have colored pens or pencils, I was explaining in here the color of things, and even some questions here that I thought about when I was drawing this based upon where I found this bird. So anyway, I hope that you have a exciting time trying to. All right, so I'm back from my hike and I'm a little bit hot, but I did want to tell you about the assignment or something that you could do that would be really fun. I guess I'd call it an activity. And that is that you could walk the Meridia Creek Natural Park trail, which is all paved if you want it to be, or you can go off on some of the other areas of it. But it's real safe and it's real fun. You wouldn't do it on your own, of course, or alone. You would do it with an adult in your household or your family that's allowed to be with you right now. And you can go down along there and walk, and let's see how many plants you can identify. Did you find the same ones that I found? You could all do this anywhere on the trails in Oak Park. Can you find any of the plants that we found on our video today? Or can you find some new ones that you don't know what they are? And you can either send a picture of those to me if you want to, or you can download Seek, S-C-E-K, or iNaturalist, and you can try to figure out what they are yourself and contribute to the community science that we're doing. Now, another thing that naturalists do is they take notes and draw pictures of things and ask certain questions. So one of the questions they ask is, I wonder about. So I wonder why that tree that we saw was broken in pieces and fallen across the stream. I wonder when that happened. I wonder if it was from the fire. I wonder if it was from lightning. They ask those things and they write them down. And another thing they say is, I noticed. So I noticed that all of the plants that we saw today have new green leaves on them and are blooming. So you don't have to know why that is, but it's something that you noticed. And I told you why, but you can learn why that's the case. And then the other thing that we say is, it reminds me of. So for example, on those plants that are blooming, you could say, it reminds me of plants that bloom in the spring in my backyard. But wait a minute, this is November, so why are they blooming? So now we have a good question that I have to wonder about. based upon something that I noticed. So that's a great way of being a naturalist and walking around a natural area or someplace that you haven't been before. And then the other thing we do is we do some journaling. So let's flip this around and look at my journal that I did. And I'm a little bit embarrassed of it because I'm not the best drawer in the world, but I'm trying to learn how to do it and just kind of take note of things.